Welcome back guys, this is Srikant. This is part 17 of our series Learn SQL Server in 60 days. Last video we talked about the temporary procedure, temporary tables, and we also talk about different type of temporary tables. In this video we are moving one step ahead and we are going to talk about keys. So my agenda for this video is to tell you what is key, why it is useful, and what are the different type of keys. So first try to understand definition. What is key? So key is a set of attribute which helps you to identify a row in a table. Alright. So here we need to understand few terminology like tuple. What is tuple? As you know, there is something called as a row, and row is a combination of a single or a multiple column. Right. So every row would have the cells. The cells is a combination of rows and the column, right? Great. So tuple is also termed as a row, and if you see tuple, which means it's a row, right? And why key is important? First of all, so there are a few reasons which we need to understand for understanding the key. So if we have a key in a table, we can easily identify a row in a table. Let's say if we have thousands of row in a table and we want to find out a single row out of that, how do we do that? Right? For doing that, we need to have a mechanism, or we need to have a something, and that something or that mechanism we can term it as key, right? That is a one thing. Next, if we have a multiple table and we want to join multiple table and to take out the data from this table, we need to have a common factor there, and that common factor we can term as a key, right? That is one important. Also, key is useful for making the data integrity. Data integrity means if I say the column has the integer value, it will always have the integer, right? That is what we call as integrity. So let's try to summarize what is key then. Key is attribute means column, or a set of column which helps you to identify a row in a table, right? This is what definition for key. Now we are trying to understand what are the different type of keys. Now we are going to talk about different type of keys, and we are going to try and we are going to understand the how to use the keys and how to play with that. So our topic is now type of keys. First we are going to talk about the super key, then we will talk about the candidate key, then next type is primary key, or primary key. Next is alternate key, then composite key, compound key, then unique key, then we'll talk about surrogate key. Okay, so basically these are a type of keys and we are trying to understand them. What is super key? First of all, super key is a key which tell us this could be the combination, or this could be the combination, or this could be a single key which tell us the how we can easily identify a row in a table, right? So it will tell you all possible combination or all single column combination which is used to represent the uniqueness in a table. All possible combination of keys, right? For example, I'm having one table, let's say create, just for understanding purpose, create table keys. It has a student ID, then it has a student name, then it has address, then it has email, it has a phone number. Okay, for understanding all the keys we are using this table, and this table is represented like this. And let's try to understand the column structure first. The student ID, which will be just for ID purpose, then email and phone number. So by looking this column, try to understand how many combination could be there which can represent the uniqueness of a data. The first I can say student ID, which would be then a single entity, or which would be a single column which can represent the uniqueness. Student ID, this would be the first. Then I can say phone number, single combination. Then also I can say email. One person always have a single email, quite possible. So these are a single column which can represent uniqueness for this table. And there could be the possibility combination of, let's say, name and address combination, because one person, one name could have the different persons, right? More than one people might have the same name. So if I go with a combination name and address, this could represent the uniqueness, right? Also there is a possibility that address and phone number might represent the uniqueness, because sometimes if one person has a two child, so one phone number might belongs to two records. So this could be the possible. I'm just trying to explain you the possibility, just trying to understand the possibility, the combination. The exact data we'll talk about if required, but right now just try to understand the definition, the logic behind that. It will help us. So these are the few combination I have written here. 5 combinations: student ID, one, or phone number, email, or name or address phone number, or you can say address and email. Also 6 combinations. Just write like that: email, then address, yeah, even phone number. Okay, now these are all called as keys, because the definition is key is the attribute or a set of attribute which represent the uniqueness in a table, right? This is the definition. And super keys are the keys which represent the uniqueness for the table. So these are all the super keys, right? Okay, next we'll move to another key. Then what is candidate key? So candidate key is a minimum set of keys which can represent the uniqueness for the table. If I'll talk about student ID, student ID is a single column and which can have the uniqueness. Phone number could be the single column, right? Email is also single column. So these are the keys which having a minimum set of column. If I'll go for a 4 5 6, it has a combination, but I still have few keys which has a single column there, right? I can say these are 3 column, or these are 3 keys which can represent minimum combination and which can represent uniqueness in a table. So these are 3 keys. I can choose these 3 keys as a candidate key. These are candidate for uniqueness, minimum set. Okay, let's copy this to understand. So for super keys I have 6 combination. For candidate key I have only 3 combination. Next, primary key. Primary key is a key which can represent the uniqueness in a table again, and primary key is a subset of candidate key. What does it mean? It means that any key which belongs to candidate key could be the primary key. So out of these three keys, we need to select the best key which can represent the uniqueness. So I can say student ID. It is totally depend on us which key we represent or which key we uses for as a primary key. It's our choice. There is no specific rule, it's our choice, but there is a few limitation. Just try to understand. Primary key never support null value in that column. Whatever the column you'll use, that column will never support null value. So no null value, still there will be a uniqueness. Great. Next, so alternate key is again a key which is a subset of candidate key, but which is not a primary key. Just try to understand. Out of these three keys, we have chosen a student ID, the first one. So remaining are these two. So these are candidate key. I can say phone number and the email might have my primary key, but I have chosen student ID as a key which represent the primary key. So the other keys which are left from the candidate key termed as a alternate key. Great. Now, what is composite key? Composite key, and one more interesting point I want to add here, there could only be a one single primary key. So these are two limitation. Always remember, there would be never null value for a primary key, and there always be a single primary key on a table, because whenever we create a primary key on a column, it will automatically create cluster index in that. So when there is a cluster index, it means that the data would be stored in a physical order, that's a sorted order, and the physical order always be a single, right? One data could not have a multiple physical order, it could always have a single. That's why it's a single primary key for the table. Great. Next, composite key. If you'll observe here, when we talk about super key, we have pulled out, there are 6 key, and out of this 6 key we have chosen 3 keys was the candidate key. So remaining keys, let's talk. So these keys are termed as the composite key because it has a combination. Because I know name could not be unique in a table, so combination of name and address could represent the uniqueness. Address and phone number could represent the uniqueness. Address, if I'll say address, then one address might belongs to 2 people if they just added the postal code or anything. Just try to understand. So address and phone number combination could represent the uniqueness, same email address and phone number. So these are the combination. So I can say these are the key which are combined, and I can say these are the composite key. Okay, just try to understand. There is no rocket science, and let me know if you'll have any doubt about this key in comment section. Compound key is like a composite key, but there is a difference. Difference is basically one of the key which belongs to compound key must be an foreign key. That's what the compound key is. Unique key is again a kind of a key which is used to represent the uniqueness in a table, right? There are a few points we need to understand when we talk about unique key. First, unique key support one null value. And when we create a unique key, the non-clustered index get created on heap table. Then what is heap table? Heap table is a table which doesn't have a cluster index. That is what we call as a heap table. Next, one table might have more than one unique key. So these are basically few interesting points. But just try to understand unique key is key which is used to represent the uniqueness in a table, and this then just difference between the unique key and the primary key is that unique key would be the more than one key could be the unique key, but there would be only a single key as a primary key, right? And when we create a primary key, the cluster index get automatically created. Great. Next we'll move to surrogate key. Sometime we'll have the data, we'll have a table, but there would not be any uniqueness in a table, right? Let's say if someone is giving you raw data like name, id, name and age, name age, but every row should have the uniqueness, and for that cases we need to add some identity per column there or auto increment value. So that is something created based on a need, based on a requirement, right? So that's what we call it as a surrogate key. Sometime we need to create new user defined column or key, right? As I said, for example, you have a table name and age, you have a lot of data, and if you are adding a column id as an identity or auto increment, so that is what we call as a surrogate key. Great. Next, foreign key. Foreign key is again like a key, but which is referencing to another table. Let's say if I have the table 1 and also I have another table called as a table 2. These two table, if I want to link, I need to join this, I need to have a common factor. And that common factor is called as the foreign key. But there are certain rules if we want to go for the foreign key. If I want to use any key as a foreign key from another table, that column should be the primary key. Then I can use that column in another table as a foreign key. For example, let's try to understand a common example in department. In the department table, we will have the department like department ID, dept ID, and the name. And another table we have the employee EMP, for example, and here we have the name, then EMP ID, then here we want to use the dept ID because every employee would belongs to one department, right? But if I want to link this two table with this one and the data should be in sync, then I need to use this key as a primary key in one table. Then and then only I can say it's a foreign key for the another table. If there is no such relation, then also you can use, but those linkage would not be termed as the foreign key primary key relation, right? Great. But just try to understand, if I say foreign key, it means that I must have the two table, and in the child table or in the second table, if I want to use the column as a foreign key, that column should be primary key in another table. Then and then only it would be foreign key. Okay, hope you guys understood the different type of key. Let's try to recap. There are following type of key. The first is super key. Super keys mean the combination of all the possible combination. Then candidate key are the candidate for the primary key. Then we need to select the best key as a primary key, and the key which are not the primary key are called as alternate key. Then composite key means the combination of a single or combination of more than columns called as a composite key. Next we'll talk about compound key. Compound key is like the composite key, but there is a difference that one of the columns should belongs to foreign key. Then unique key is like the primary key, but there are a few limitations in primary key as we can't create more than one primary key on a table. So if I'll go with a unique key, I can create more than one unique combination, and if I go with the unique key, I automatically non-cluster index will get created on heap table. Heap tables is something like the table which are without the cluster index, right? Then we talked about the surrogate key. Key is a key which is user defined key, the column which is not present, but we need to create based on our requirement. So that's what we call as a surrogate key. I have given you example. We have a name and age data, and if we are adding a new user defined column named as id, that would be a surrogate key for that column. Next we talk about foreign key. So if we have the two table and we want to link between them, we say it's a it's a foreign key for one table. So there are a few rules, right? And the rules are basically, the if I say I want to use the another key as a foreign key, then that key should be the primary key in another table, right? So these are rules for the foreign key, but there are some cascading rule related with the foreign key we'll talk about in the part 18. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you like this video, please don't share and subscribe with us, and thanks for watching.